me today is Huma Qureshi, and she's on a roll. She's starring in the immensely popular political thriller series Maharani. She starred in Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. She's been making some tremendous COVID effort relief, and we are going to be talking to her about all of that today. Hello and welcome, Huma.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the wonderful, sweet, sweet words.
Well, it's all true. The talk of the town is currently Maharani, the political thriller on Sony Live. You play the title role, and it must have been a big responsibility to shoulder the show. And now you must be feeling validated with all the praise coming your way.
Well, I mean, I guess we all started, we set out to make a good show. We always knew that the writing was great and we wanted to, say something unique and original. But I don't know, it's just very overwhelming, the whole response to it, I think. And it's been, I think, a show that has really penetrated the hearts of the people, as opposed to just being like a show that's talked about or whatever. I think that love and that impact is just beautiful. It's very special feeling.
Well, especially at a time when every single show or film gets into some controversy, for the fact that this is a political thriller and it has escaped controversy must have been some sort of relief to you, for sure.
वो एक कहावत है ना कि 100 मोती दान करते हैं तो ऐसा कुछ होता है. I remember telling Subhasha, I was like, sir, I mean, I don't understand politics that much, but people nowadays, there's some odd reference to something and they'll find offense to it. So I was like, I'm very scared. But he said, no, and I think he assured me and from the beginning that we are not trying to make a controversial show. We don't want to offend anybody. We don't want it to be like people should walk away feeling slighted or bad. The idea is, especially when it comes to shows which are trying to say something positive or trying to set up, I guess, good, for want of another word, a better world order or role models or whatever, if they become too abrasive, then the actual underlying message gets lost. I think from the beginning, what is a story? A story is of this illiterate woman who is thrust into power by her husband who's unwell, and how she is unfamiliar with that terrain and goes on to become quite an able chief minister. Now, it's a positive story, right? But then we didn't want to color it with things that people found offensive. And I'm saying I love our fans, I love our audiences because, they have loved it and engaged with it so wholeheartedly.
Well, there are some glaring parallels between Rabri Devi and the storyline. Of course, it delves into something else. But the fact that a homemaker, who's taking care of cows and then she becomes a chief minister. So did you take any kind of inspiration or any kind of mannerisms from Rabri Devi while doing this role?
No, actually, I did not. In fact, I didn't even watch any speeches or Googled her. I thought I wanted to do a very fresh take on a politician. I think the only similarity Rani Bharti and Rabri Devi have are that they both were chief ministers and they both come from Bihar. Apart from that, there is no real similarity.
Yeah.
So having said that, I think it's all imagination and conjecture that people are finding parallels or whatever. I mean, the idea was never that. So I tried to play a character, try to develop a character, of course, along with my director, Subhash sir, and the writers. The idea was to create a character that was original, yet a lot of people empathize with. I think that was the only thing we were going for. It wasn't trying to copy someone or emulate someone. It was never intended to be a biopic.
And what about the accent? You cracked it, but it's so tough to not make it sound stereotypical or caricaturish. So how did you strike that fine balance?
I don't know, man. It just happened.
Okay, fine. That's honest.
It happened. I mean, I guess I have a good, decent ear. So if I listen to people talk a certain way, I tend to pick it up. But having said that, Subhash sir himself, he has that understanding of that accent really well. Nandan sir, Uma ji are writers. They are from Bihar. So I think they were, Nandan so especially was on set. So he would often correct my pronunciation, etc. So I think it was a very collaborative team effort in that sense. Or, ho gaya.
And you had a great ensemble cast as well supporting you.
Yes.
Soham Shah and you had Amit Syal.
Yes. I think it's been quite amazing, and I think everybody got their own energy and their own flavor. Sure, of course, the show is called Maharani, but I think it could very well be called anything because it's, I think all of them are so important to the story and they take the story forward.
And what about the second season?
Second season, you want me to tell you the story?
No. When is it coming out?
I don't know, man. That's a question for Sony Live. That's a question for Subhash sir, for Karan sir. It's a question for all these amazing people who have made this show happen.
Okay, and everyone who loved her in Maharani, you can also catch her in Army of the Dead if you haven't already. And Huma, I'm sure you're asked this at least once a day. How did you bag Army of the Dead?
How did I bag Army of the Dead? Well, I was in LA. I was actually there for a few meetings for something else. I had written something down, which was a pitch for a television series. And I was there for some production related meetings. So my agent said, Kerry, you're here. Do you want to go meet this casting person? They're casting this really big movie. And I'm like, why not? I'm in a foreign country. Let's go have some fun. And I went in and I met the casting directors. They were familiar with my work in Leela. So that helped. And I met them. I came back to India, and 3 days later, they called me and said, do you want to do Army of the Dead? And I said, okay.
You didn't audition?
I auditioned for it. When I say I met them, I went and I met them. I also auditioned for it. I read the part, and then I got the call back.
But that was fast, right? Just in a couple of days, you were.
I think so. Even by Hollywood standards, like 3 days is a pretty good turnaround time.
It's great turnaround time for a Zack Snyder film. So, he's an iconic director. So what was your first reaction on finding out you're working with him?
Excited. I was like, yeah, send me the script and when do we start?
And he said some wonderful things about you, of course. He said after you, he only wants to work with Indian actors.
Yeah, I told him I'm very upset by that statement of his because he should have said, I only want to work with Huma again. By all Indian actors.
So when you read your script, did you ask for any changes or were you happy with what was given to you? In Army of the Dead?
Well, no, I didn't ask for any changes.
Okay, so, but considering it's an ensemble film, you were happy with the screen time that you got?
I'll tell you, so, I've said this before also. My first film in India was Gangs of Wasseypur, which is a 2-part film. Probably my screen time, if you really break it down, must be like 15 minutes or something. So that's not 15, 20 minutes, hello, baby. It's not much, but I feel like it's not about length of role, but it's about impact of role.
Yeah.
So when Army of the Dead came to me, I realized that the Gita story or the Gita plot point was a very important reason in the film. In a big ensemble, if you're moving the story forward or you're the main catalyst for something to happen, people remember that. And I have no, illusions about the fact that, I am an actor from India. I primarily work here. This will be my first Hollywood venture in that sense. And it's a new industry. It's a new workplace. I have to prove myself all over again. So I cannot go there with the kind of attitude or ego saying I need to do roles comparable to what I do here. It's also a new place where you have to almost introduce yourself to that business. So I thought if I could do it in Gangs and, walk away with all the appreciation that came my way, why can't I do it in Army of the Dead? And honestly, I think it's been tremendous, the reaction. I think it's the film is doing so well. Yeah. It's anyway the largest Netflix film ever, globally, ever, to be viewed by so many people. I think last week it was 72 million households. And of course, the fact that to work with a director like Zack Snyder, who of course is a fantastic human being, him and his wife, Debbie, they're just wonderful people. But to be part of a frame that he's shooting, the cinematic value of that is just you can't even compare.
Are you getting more feelers from Hollywood after this?
I'll let you know.
Okay, fine, fair enough. But I'm sure, having once worked there, you must want to explore, more opportunities in the West.
I want to explore myself as an actor in whichever industry. I've had such an interesting time working. And I feel like so blessed that we're working at a time where I can be part of this big mainstream theatrical film. I could do a small indie project. I could do a series. I could do a South Indian film. I could do a Hollywood film. I could do, the world is your oyster really. So as an actor, you don't have to sort of restrict yourself in any genre or any format. And I think that's so exciting.
Oh my God, now that you mentioned South Indian films, I know all the Ajit fans have been asking me for a Valimai update, and I'm sure they've been asking you as well. It's one of the most anticipated films and you're starring in it.
I can't comment on that right now.
All right, fine. But can you confirm that you're starring in Valimai?
Talk to me about Army of the Dead. Talk to me about Maharani.
Okay, all that fine. So we'll wait for that official announcement whenever it comes. But if it is true, I'm sure you're going to be getting a lot of fan requests your way if you're not already. And let's talk about
one thing. We have the best fans in India. Like, we just have the world's best fans. Like, they make us feel so loved, and I'm so blessed as an actor to be receiving any amount of the love that we get that comes our way. We really, I mean, you guys are really amazing.
That's really sweet. And you know, in the midst of all of this, in the midst of your films and your shows, you also managed to help out with COVID relief. You partnered with a non-profit organization, Save the Children, to build a temporary hospital facility in Delhi. And you know, and have you has that been continuing? Well,
Yes.
that was something that happened in May.
No, I mean, the fundraiser started in May. We've already collected 50% of what we needed to collect. About 70 oxygen concentrators have reached Delhi, which means that this hospital that we're sort of doing this partnership with the local government, already it was a big facility, but they didn't have anything. They barely had like 50 to 20 beds that were functional, that could take COVID patients in. Right now, I know the numbers have gone down, but already, like, if anybody wants, and I'm going to be sharing that information soon through my social media, there is a provision for 100 beds in this Tilak Nagar facility already. And what we plan to do is add 40 to 50 more beds for the pediatric unit, because I feel that's something we need to prep for. You know, I'm not a doctor or a health expert, so I am very wary of making such claims on national media. But there's conversation about the third wave. There's conversation about how children are going to be affected the most. So I feel infrastructure is something that we all have to think about and invest in. We don't want to be in a situation where we were a few months ago, where, you know, just the visuals of people being stranded, you know, outside hospital gates, you know, was shaking all of us as a nation. So this is just my one teeny tiny small step in trying to help or trying to make a difference.
So is that what spurred you to become so hands-on with the situation? Because actors, many of them have helped, but in a monetary way. But I see you are taking charge of this entire initiative.
I think there are phases to this. Like, I remember when I got sort of very shaken up is when a few friends and family and close colleagues and, like, you know, people around me were falling sick. And I know me, along with many other actors, you know, took to social media. We're trying to help people and trying to get somebody a bed or trying to get someone some medicine. And the more you get into it, the more you realize, oh my God, you know, you feel, okay, I'm an actor. I live in Bombay. I know people, you know, ho jayega, you know, and you feel like even for someone like me, it's so hard to help somebody, you know, because of just the situation that we're in. Think about all those people in villages and towns who have nothing. And it really, really, like, troubled me. And yeah, sure, I helped monetarily as well, but somehow I felt it was not enough. And once you know something, how do you unknow it? You know, how do you unsee it? So and of course, Save the Children is an organization. It's a 100-year-old organization. They are known for their work that they've done on ground in the field of child rights. I had seen some of the work and projects that they were part of on ground, and I really think they make a huge difference to the lives of people and young kids and children especially. So this is a collaboration along with them, you know, where they're sort of managing this project at the ground level. And I think it's, I hope we can make a difference to somebody's life at least.
I'm sure you will. Thank you so much for your COVID efforts, and thank you for the movies, Huma. It was lovely chatting with you.
Thank you so much.
And I will be waiting for that Valimai update for the fans.
We'll talk soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye.